Hi, my name is Drew Dishner, and this is my This Is Me video. This is going to be a really interesting video for me to make because in the most non-pumping myself up way possible, I'd like to say I'm a pretty complicated person. And I'm pretty unique in my life experiences because I've done a lot of stuff and none of it really connects to each other, which makes me kind of weird. I should probably start at the beginning. I grew up with a pretty middle-class family. Dad made good money, but my mom kind of worked from home, kind of didn't. We bounced around making money and maybe not. I was a pretty happy kid always, no matter what. I was always really happy, and generally I've been like that for most of my life. I've always been really creative, and I've always had good grades. I've always been smart. Always a B student, no matter what. Always stayed in the same town. I've kept most of my friends my whole life. And I'm a pretty easygoing, happy guy. But I kind of have my weird things too. I'm a massive nerd. I like Star Wars, I like nerdy movies, sci-fi, fantasy, but I'm also a huge sports guy. I like football, basketball, baseball, and I've played all the sports. I'm a huge gamer. I've played all the games. I've read tons of books. I have a lot of knowledge. I kind of make it a priority and a point that I will never not be able to contribute to a conversation about almost anything. There's very few things I can't hold a conversation about. When I was in high school, I did football, I did theater, I did mock trial, I did just about every weird thing you could. I don't think there are many theater, mock trial, football people out there. And I excelled at all of those things. I was MVP in football. I won the Best Actor award in theater, and I almost won Best Lawyer in the state for mock trial. So I really do try hard, and I try a lot when I love something. I'd like to say I'm a pretty good communicator. Probably my biggest issue is communicating in larger groups. I'm great giving a speech, but when it's a group discussion, I'd say sometimes I kind of lack. As a communicator, when we were talking about communication styles, when earlier in the semester when we took our communication styles assessment, I had one of the rarest combination of styles, almost equal between style 2 and style 4, which is creativity and also the logic-based communication style and personality style. Which I think is pretty accurate to what I am. I'm a very logical thinking person, but at the same time, I can be very creative and out there. And I haven't met many people like me, so it would make sense that it's pretty rare. I'm not saying that's necessarily good. It causes a lot of weirdness in my thinking and with my head, but I do like it a lot. I will say, though, I'm pretty introverted. I don't like parties. I don't like social events, just because I feel like a lot of those things don't give me an opportunity to really personally talk. I really like intimate conversations and intimate interactions with people. So it's no surprise that I have a lot of really intimate relationships with my friends and with my girlfriend and with my family. I would also say I'm a pretty responsible person. When I was in high school, I had the choice between staying at my public school that was getting really bad numbers of their students turning around and going to college, or going to a better private school somewhere else, but where I had really no friends. And so I made the decision to better my education and better my life by going to the private school that had a 99% inclusion into college. I really decided that I needed to go to college, and I took the responsibility, and I did it. And I think ever since that choice, I've become an extremely responsible person. Well, I think this is where we'll end. 3 to 4 minutes is kind of hard to fit somebody's entire personality into, but I think this gave a pretty good example of who I am. I'm a pretty creative, but also logical person who is pretty responsible, can listen well, and you can always really depend on, and it tries really hard at stuff. But yeah, thank you very much, and this is the end.